What's the deal? This your boy Jason Mike, Mr. Athletic over everything for AOE Custom Apparel. Like I said, most of you guys, I hope you guys are following along. I started a clothing company a couple of months ago, and I wanted to take you guys through some of the steps and processes that I'm going through in starting this company. I just released a video talking about the Cameo 4, the warranty situation, why you should and shouldn't buy it. I hope that helps you guys out a lot. The next video that I'm going to talk about today is concerning hat Platens. These are the interchangeable versions. I actually went with a very specific hat press, which is the red hat press. I believe this is the same press, but I guess people just changed the name on it. This is the red hat press, by Heat Press Nation, and it's also, I think it's the Caesar press as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I purchased this hat press from Heat Press Nation along with all the other stuff that you just saw in the cut. I have a Graphtec. I have the Hytronics heat press as well. So I have all good stuff. I was looking for a hat press. I wanted to get something that was top quality. I wanted something with interchangeable Platens, and I wanted something that wasn't going to leave marks all over my my garment. You know what I'm saying? I had bought one of the cheap hat presses from Amazon, and that was a disaster. It bent up all my hats, left black marks and stuff of that nature on the hats. But doing my research, I found that this red hat press was pretty good. They actually had an open box on it, and I believe I paid $310 or $400. It might have been $400 because I think new is $550 or $575. By the way, I thought it was a good price. Now, this particular one comes with one platen. I'm not sure the size on this one, right? But this is what we're going to actually talk about today. What I think many of you guys should do. Don't just go out and buy hat Platens. I went out and purchased 4 hat Platens plus the one it came with. And these things aren't cheap. You know, you're talking $80, $85 a piece with shipping and everything like that. And I was having an issue with my hats where it was leaving a little crease at the top of the hat, or the vinyl wouldn't go on. It wouldn't get flat enough, and I was trying to figure out what made sense in terms of fitting into the cap to where I can get a clean press out of it. And I thought that smaller would be better, then realized that it being smaller wouldn't provide enough surface for my logos for certain hats. So now I have all these different Platens, and none of them are really fit the type of hats I'm purchasing. But after messing around with it a little bit, I realized that you can adjust the pressure with the screw underneath. So that also, you can play with that a little bit to manipulate the hat. So I wound up buying the 2 below the one it comes with and the 2 above the one it comes with. So that's kind of how I figured out which one I would get. And as of right now, a lot of the hats that I have, like these trucker hats, some of the other baseball caps, I realized that if you're going to be using a vinyl or a 3D film type vinyl, you don't want to get a hat that has a seam down the middle. You want to get a hat that is no seam down the middle. They just typically have like a little peak at the top, the hat or whatever. And I found that those work pretty well. But going forward, I do have some options, but I went ahead and purchased the bigger Platens, I believe 4x8, and I believe the other one was like 6 by something. Those 2 Platens are not going to work at all for my my designs and for the hats that I've purchased. So basically wasted $160, $170, realizing that those aren't going to work. I'm going to have better luck using these smaller ones. Because if you look at it, this is a huge difference in size. But what happens is these are so wide that it winds up pushing the hat out, and it actually creates a bigger air pocket in the middle. And what I did earlier on is that someone said, well, they make these little kits where it comes with foam, and you can just fill the pockets up with the foam or the cushion or whatever, and you should be able to get some good presses. And I still wasn't having success doing that. And I'm like, if I'm trying to make hats that I'm selling, I can't have creases down the middle of the hats, whatever. But I wound up finding I think one's called the All Star, and the other one's called the Baby or something. But these are how these are made. These are Hotronic Platens, but the red press is, the Platens are all interchangeable. I believe it also works with a couple of other of the hat presses. So if you're getting into the market, you can find that particular press for about $450 to $550, depending on like where you're getting it from, if it's on sale or something. But I will say the ones that have pressed well, when you press it, it does work very, very well. So I do think it's a good hat press. It doesn't mess up the hats. It has a tightening mechanism. You just have to mess around with it. So remember that you adjust the pressure from the bottom of the trying to make sure I don't mess up. You adjust the pressure from the bottom of the heat press or the hat press. But do make sure that you do your homework on the type of hats you're going to be using, because what'll happen is you'll wind up buying all these Platens and you're not going to wind up using them. Like I said, I just bought 2 of them, and 2 of them will not be used. And the people at Heat Press Nation had told me I could return it, and if it didn't work. But now they're saying that I'm gonna have to pay a restocking fee and all this kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna do that. I might as well just keep it. But if you're using these trucker hats from some of these different companies, you're gonna probably want to go smaller from the one that it actually comes with. And if you're able to do that, you can find something that can get into the nest of the hat and fit the circumference so that you can get a nice clean press. But yeah, so we're gonna actually, let me see, bring this down a little bit so I can show you guys all of them. So like I said, I would just hate to see someone make the same mistake that I did and wind up purchasing these Platens when you don't really need all of them. So this is what they look like. If you can figure out like the inside of the hat shape, figure out the distance, maybe you can match up a little bit better in terms of the presses, because they do leave the dimensions on all the hats. But I kind of didn't do that, and I paid the price for it. But this is how they look. They all just go straight onto the hat press. They're all interchangeable, and they're solidly built or whatnot. But you don't want to wind up buying all these because you don't need them. Just find the ones the kind of hats that you're going to wind up using. All right. So now what I will say is that you go through the process when you start buying hats. Order a bunch of different hats from different companies. Find out which hat that you think you would like. And once you find the type of hats that you like, then you can match up with the type of heat press, because all of these are going to be different. So I just thought that this would be a useful video for people who are trying to print hats. Another thing, I would stay away from regular vinyl with doing hats. You're already selling something that is like an after thought. I would use either a reflective, a brick, or even 3D. This right here is 3D. It actually comes out when it's done correctly. It kind of looks like it's painted on. It gives it like a little texture look. So I actually like the 3D look a lot for these hats. And now that I got some better fitting Platens, I look forward to making even better hats in the future. But like I said, I just thought that this might help you guys out, for the ones who are trying to do hats. Thought this might help you guys Don't be like me and buy all these Platens without doing your homework. Make sure you find out the size Platens that people use for those hats. That's another thing. Last thing I'm gonna say about this video. Most of the companies that you purchase hats and stuff from, you can ask them like, hey man, you know, what heat press, what hat press do people use with this particular hat? Every once in a while, some places will have people who are very informative and give you that type of information. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm showing you guys from the ground up of me starting my business and going forward. This year has been kind of wacky, but I was supposed to have a couple of competitions, also going to competitions, selling my merch and stuff. And I was going to see if I could push my company a lot harder, but it looks like I'm not going to have that chance to push it the way I wanted to, but we're going to push it to the best of my ability that I can now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram, Mr. Athletic Over Everything, and later.